Analyst Atte Riikola, Nokia published its third quarter results today. What were the highlights of the results?
Well, and overall, if we compare to our estimate, it was pretty line with the estimates. But if we look at the whole analyst consensus, they were a little bit maybe a little bit more optimistic than we were. So it came a little bit down compared to that. But then overall, if you look at the highlights, of course, the mobile networks unit, where there's been the turnaround going on for the past couple of years, it improved pretty well. It grew like 6% on comparable basis. And also the EBIT margin was improving better than we expected. So that was the highlight. And on the other side, there is this technology unit where is still like some patent litigations going on with some contracts. So there's the licensing revenue was decreasing, and that's well. So that unit's earnings were down. It was pretty much in line with our estimates, but that of course impacts, because it's very high margin revenue, it impacts the whole group's profitability. But all in all, the results were pretty line with the estimates.
Few questions more. Did inflation affect Nokia's results, or the lack of components?
Actually, they said the situation has been improving, and they still expect some headwind from those, but it's gonna ease up on the like first half of next year. But still, because Nokia is improving its own operations, that's more than compensates that cost inflation situation at the moment.
How about the outlook? They repeated the guidance.
Yeah, the guidance is intact, but because of the strong dollar, they adjusted the net sales guidance a little bit upwards. But in the big picture, it's intact, and it's still like it will mean that the comparable EBIT will be somewhere around 3 billion euros this year. But of course, at this time of the year, everybody's looking for the next year, and then there is still some uncertainty concerning the earnings growth potential, because for this year, for example, the North American market has been growing really nicely because of the 5G investments are like on their peak there, but they will ease up next year. But still, there's like some other markets like India where the 5G cycle is just beginning, so that compensates the revenue impact from the North America. But from margin perspective, the USA is high margin business, and India may be a little bit more low margin. So it's still very interesting to see how Nokia is able to improve their margin. Of course, they're still targeting to get over 14% EBIT in the longer term, but next year we will see if there is still room to improve from this year, and it's now the EBIT is landing somewhere about to 12.3% approximately. So that's like from the stock's point of view, there should be some earnings growth if we want to see the multiples getting higher, but we will see. We have to wait for the Nokia's Q4 results when they will give the guidance for the next year.
Thanks, Atte, for comments.
Thank you.